Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel Stereo Studs. I'm Stephen and we're going to crack through another few boxes today. Kind of got one whole section pretty much finished and I'm sort of in that corner now, which is a little bit more random. It should be a lot of train stuff. I tried to keep a lot of my train stuff together, so I'm going to work my way through all of this and sort of try and pull out all of the train bits and pieces. My sort of end goal here is if I can get this corner here completely cleared out, and there's quite a bit still in it, I can then at least have a section of the floor that's free for me to start sort of thinking about layouts and stuff. I can start to lay out some base plates and maybe focus on an area. So I'd really like to get all this stuff pulled out from here, and yeah, then I can sort of vary what I'm doing a little bit. I obviously need to get through all these boxes, but I really want to get creating in my Lego room as well. So yeah, so I'm persevering on through here. It's these boxes are not going to be sort of the same as what we've gone through up to now, where I was pulling out, you know, lots of unbuilt sets that had stored away in boxes. This is just going to be a whole load of random stuff, but we'll crack on and see what we've got. So first little one we have here then. So okay, oh, it's very grubby. It'll definitely need a wash. So 60197, the little train from it. And then a few bits of track as well then, which is also absolutely filthy. Lovely. So I think it's all just curve track here, so I have no shortage of curve track, but it is what it is. So this is just the carriages from this set, along with the sort of lead unit then, without any of the sort of power up functions or anything like that. So there's also a lot of pieces missing. I can only imagine that the price was right. I pick up a lot of these sometimes just to get my hands on, you know, like the wheel pieces or bogies and bits and pieces like that. So this looks to me like something I picked up on Marketplace or possibly on eBay. I know during lockdown in particular, I'd have been constantly trawling eBay for items that had just been listed with a buy it now or with a make me an offer on it, and I would have just made somewhat silly offers sometimes, but you know what I was willing to pay for what I was getting, and I've definitely picked up quite a few bits and pieces and trains across the time. So yeah, but this will need dismantled and washed. Sticker placement is very good, which is quite nice. Well, most of them. There's a few sort of rubby ones there, but for the most part the sticker placement is quite good on those. So I'll probably be parting these out, to be honest. I'll probably be using it for the bogies and the magnet sort of coupling pieces and things like that. So right here we have, okay, so there's a lot of track, there's a lot of, gosh, there's lots in here. So again, we've lots and lots of track, a few straight, a few curved. I'm just going to combine these all together here. In fact, let me just sort of skip through the track out. Right, that's all of the track out of the box anyway. There's a few little sort of buffers that I've built here as well. I think these came from, were included in one of the sets, maybe one of the freight trains that had like a sort of dead end track on it. So I think I just had the parts to put a few of these together. And then there's also a bag of bits and pieces in here as well. So there's a lot more track, but there's some non-track as well, for want of a better word. So right, we've got, these have definitely suffered a wee bit when it comes to yellowing. There's a couple of little cargo units here, little octane energy tanker trucks. So that'll be cool. I don't mind the yellow one. Obviously they'd be a lot nicer if they're in good condition and the stickers were in better condition as well, but maybe just gives them a wee bit of character, you know. They're maybe slightly more worn units. And we have, this is one of my favourite of the freight trains, to be honest. This is one of the older ones. It's the 60098, the heavy cargo. Can't remember what it was called specifically, but so we've got the actual unit for that there. There's no power up again, but all of the pieces and everything for that set, so I really like that. And then we've just got some more bogies and connectors and stuff. And then we've got some rail worker minifigures in here as well. And also some of the 2 by, I don't know what are these, 24. You know, they're plates for building sort of the trains onto. So I've got a few of those as well. Again, when I saw sort of lots going with equipment like this, I would pick up as much as I could, because I do intend to sort of try and build a lot of my own rolling stock. And it's just handy to have these as a base. You know, I don't necessarily think I'll need them, but you know, great to have. And then again, we've got a lot more sort of straight and curved track sort of within that as well, and a few other wee random bits and pieces. So yeah, just a few useful wee train bits and bobs there. Then another box here which is conveniently labelled straight track. So my gut feeling is, yeah, so in here then I'm not going to take this out. No particular need to take it out, but as you can see, we have a box there full of straight track. So a few pieces there. They're all 2 deep as well, so that should get me a couple of decent lengths of the room anyway. So, and a few other bits there to add to it. I'll get all that track sorted then at some point. And then, right, we've got a really big box here full of train bits and pieces. So first up we have, surprise surprise, more track. So again, lots more straight track, and then quite a few bits of the flexi track within that as well. So I'll keep that there. Okay, and there's some very cool stuff coming out of here. Very, very cool. A few more bits of straight track. There's definitely no shortage of straight track, which is good because it's much harder to get your hands on. Okay. So first out then, we have, let me move these all out of the way. So this is, without a shadow of a doubt, my favourite of the Lego trains that have been released over the years. So we have, well, the set number is 10194, and this is none other than the Emerald Knight steam train. So the remainder of it is in here. So we have the tender for it here as well. Get broken off, I'll pop that back on. And then there's a carriage in here too, but this carriage is in rather poor condition. Now, I don't recall mine looking like this. It has been in storage for some time. I don't know if I've picked up a second carriage at some point along the way, and this is a condition of it. But yeah, it's not in very good condition. There's a lot of yellow and stuff on it, and in particular on the roof panels you can see that, so that's really disappointing. I've definitely seen much better days, so I'll maybe look at replacing as much of that as I can. Unfortunately, the actual window pieces themselves are very, very expensive, so that could prove somewhat problematic. But yeah, so that's really cool. Really neat set to have in there. And then here we've just got, again, loads of sort of random Emerald Knight pieces in this little bag. So we've got quite a few extra bits and bobs here, including some of the stickers, and yeah, that's it really. And lots of batteries for some reason or another, so those are cool. And then in here we have, again, just loads and loads of random train pieces and sticker sheets, all from 60051, the white high speed train. So yeah, just a box full of all sorts there. Minifigures as well, lots of the sort of large plates, So yeah, again, some cool bits and pieces there, which I'll need to sort through. And a few more bits as well. So we've got some without any stickers on too, which gives you a bit of a canvas if I want to build sort of my own fleet of trains. And then next, okay, another beauty of a set. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to move a few bits off the table here, and then I can pull this out and show you it properly. Okay, so I've cleared a lot of this stuff over to the side anyway, just to give me a bit of space to pull out from what's in here. There's still quite a bit to come out. Obviously left the Emerald Knight on here because it deserves, you know, all the attention. Such a nice set. Still really disappointed about this. I'm not sure why these pieces have discoloured so much. They definitely weren't like that whenever I packaged it away into storage anyway. Not sure what's happened there, but it is what it is. There's nothing to do about that now anyway. It's just a little bit disappointing. But anyway, crack on with what's inside here. Next train out, another absolute beauty. Another favourite of mine is the Horizon Express train then. Again, another one of the Lego Ideas line from a while back. Or the Creator line rather. And this is when Lego were doing a great job with trains. They've been really poor of late. I know they've continued with the sort of Lego City train line every few years, and obviously more recently they had the Crocodile locomotive, but they've not really done a huge amount to really appease the train fans in the community anyway. So, but these two are two absolute stellars. This is obviously a representation of the TGV. I may sort of tweak it a little bit to adjust this section so it actually reads TGV akin to the train itself. So. But anyway, we have two of the locomotive units here. This one bogieless for some reason, but there are quite a few bits and pieces in here, so undoubtedly some of these will fit on here. We'll pop that there for now. So yeah, I have these two units here anyway. One powered up, the other not. I will consider maybe powering up both of the units at the same time, just because I have 3 carriages for it at present, but I would like to add at least one more. Now it's a weighty enough train. I'm not sure how it would impact the pulling power, but I don't know if it would maybe be beneficial to sort of add another of the motors on there anyway. But there you get a view of the train anyway. Like I said, two of my favourite trains that Lego have released. I missed both of these when they launched. I wasn't really into Lego at the time, but I managed to pick them up at reasonable prices in the secondary market, which was a massive bonus. So I'm really happy to have them in my collection. What about you guys? Any of these your favourite? Any train fans out there, or do you have any other trains that sort of really scream as being a big favourite? Let me know anyway in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is there any trains I'm forgetting about that sort of really resonate? I don't know. But yeah, two trains that will feature very heavily and very prominently within my layout. With all the rest that I have sort of within the collection. I have so many trains, to be honest. So, but yeah, we'll carry on then. Next out then, 60051. Quite a few of these, I think. Again, I don't know if this will represent the entirety of my collection of these. I picked up a lot of these on eBay sort of over the years. I did try to thin them down a little bit and sort of sell off a few bits and pieces as I was going along, because I definitely don't need as many as this. So we've got two units here which have the motors and the infrared sensors in them, and then the carriages that go with them, so 2 carriages each. So my intention was just to make one longer unit. So I do have extras. I still have extras here, which I'll probably look at adjusting. I do want to customize it a little bit. I'd like to make the carriages slightly longer for one, and then I will almost certainly adjust the color scheme a little bit. I think I kind of want to create my layout transport service. My layout, obviously I don't have the name for it yet, so whatever the layout will be called, it'll have its own transport service, and a sort of color scheme that I suppose matches that. So but it's a really nice sort of template to work off anyway. I love this train. It's very sort of reminiscent of the ice high speeds train that runs in Germany, so I really like that. Next out then, okay, we have quite a few carriages in from the Hogwarts Express train. These are falling apart, there's bits missing, and the insides haven't quite been built yet, but I think I was just parting out then to create some extra carriages for this unit. This is the Hogwarts Express from, it's a couple of Hogwarts Expresses ago, not the most recent one which had the Hogsmeade station, it was the platform 9 3/4 King's Cross station one. Can't remember the set number off my head. But yeah, so I picked up a few of these sort of, again, a lot of them I think I maybe got one myself new in box, but I picked up quite a few off eBay, and then my intention was just to, because it's quite a small train, the one that they supply you with, I think it's maybe the Express and I want to say 2 carriages, or maybe just the one, I can't remember to be honest. So I kind of had thought that it's a nice little steam locomotive, and I wanted just to extend it out and sort of make it a slightly bigger unit. So I have been picking up sets and keeping the carriages and selling them on bits and pieces as we're going along. And so I've got 5 carriages here. I will have the locomotive somewhere, but again, I do want to do a wee bit of work on these, a wee bit of customization, make them slightly bigger, double bogie up, double wheel up both the bogies, and just sort of make it a slightly better looking units, because they are quite small carriages, but we'll see. You know, it might actually look nice as it is, so we'll see on that front. Next out then, another one of the older passenger trains then from the Lego City line. I want to say 7983. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I really like this one. It's kind of one of the more clunky looking trains, to be honest. Sort of compared to some of the more recent ones, the 60193 and the 60051. But there's something sort of nice about it. I don't know what it is. I just really like it. It almost has a bit of a sort of streetcar metro style vibe to me. So again, I've picked up a few of those across the way. I just wanted extra carriages and stuff for them. Again, got some horrible discoloration here on this. This white piece is actually, it has to be white, because I'm not sure they do these in tan, but it's certainly a million miles from white now. I just wanted to have a wee look there to see if I could sort of distinguish anything from the undercarriage there, but no, it's horribly discolored as well. And then some of these greys are really poor as well, but they'll be easy enough replaced if I want to. Again, you know, we could maybe just factor in a wee bit of age in some of these units when they're running the lead and they're maybe just in a little bit of a state of disrepair and need some attention. So but again, I don't know if these will all work their way into my lead. There's a lot of trains here, a lot of passenger trains in particular. I do want to have a large for the yard for freight and passenger storage, so I'll try and incorporate as much as I can, but it may be a case of keeping a few of them onto the table and sort of cycling them around as we go along, and just introducing different trains to the layout at different times. There's still more to come in here. Now, my personal favourite, this is my favourite train of all time. I am happy to argue this one out with anyone who thinks otherwise. But for me, this is the greatest train that Lego have ever made. Now, part of that may be nostalgia. This is one of the earliest presents I remember getting. The irony of it is, it's seen, well, not ironically, but the age of it sort of dictates it has seen better days, but I think that sort of just adds to it. You know, it's an old train, it has been on the go for a long time, and it just shows they were appropriate to that. But I don't know, for me, I just love it. This is, like I said, it's one of the earliest Lego sets I remember getting, and I have. So this obviously came with the this was the 9-volt trains, and it came with the metal tracks, so it ran with the electricity running through the tracks. I have modified it for my sins, a lot would argue, so as to run on the sort of newer plastic tracks. So I've got one of the Bluetooth controllers in it and motors. So yeah, it's definitely seen better days. There's also a few little bits of, so this is obviously the older grey, and I've had to replace a few pieces with newer pieces, so there's a bit of colour mismatch there, but I don't think that makes a difference to me. I still absolutely love this train. And then that's just the sleeper unit then from the other end. And then just to really finish it off, so like this is when they did trains so differently. Obviously, again with some horrible discoloration on some of these whites, so I'll probably look at swapping them out. But this is when not only did Lego release trains, they also released additional carriages for trains. You know, so you could, in theory, you know, build up a longer, more sort of real life resembling unit without having to buy multiple of the actual sets themselves. And then this is the Metroliner sleeper, and I forgot what you call these units. Yeah, the units with the panoramic view and stuff on them. It's just so cool. I love this here. My granny actually bought this for me when I got that train, so it you know, sits really heavy on me. It just reminds me so much of her as well, actually. So excuse the poignancy, but yeah, it's just like I said, this train just means so much to me. 4558 I think the set number is, and you know, it'll sort of forever feature within my layout. I won't get rid of it. I did, obviously, like I said, got rid of all of the 9-volt track and the controller unit and stuff, which I know a lot of people would I think is doing it a bit of a disservice, but I just wanted to have it usable along with all these other trains in the layout, so I absolutely love it. Needs a wee bit of a clean, a bit of TLC, so that's something that I can do. And then there's still more trains coming out of here. So here we have one of the newer of the city trains. This 60195. So we have, or 60197. Sorry. So we have the sort of two end units. Then this one motorized. And obviously took us out previously as well. But this is a fully functioning model here, with all the bits and pieces. I'm really running out of room here. It's just a recipe for disaster, this. I'm going to just pop these up here. And then I have one, where did I put these? I need a bigger table. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th carriage then. So similar to the other passenger trains in the Lego City line out, I probably want to extend these a little bit, just to make them, I don't know, for me they're just a little bit on the short side. I'm just not 100% happy with the length of the carriages, so I just want to extend them out a little bit. I'll probably look at reducing it down to maybe 3 or 4 with the two end units. And again, that'll be another train to sort of feature within my layout. I know a lot of people don't like this one as much. I think the sort of fully molded fronts were a bit of a turn off for people, and obviously Lego have backtracked on that with the most recent passenger train, which I do have within the layout somewhere, or within the room somewhere. I have a couple of them actually, where they went for the brick built front. So but again, I just want to tweak them a little bit, maybe try and add a little door in to the locomotive units, and extend the carriages out a wee bit as well. But yeah, this is obviously my box of passenger trains. I feel like this isn't the entirety of it. Like I said, there's absolutely more Hogwarts Express somewhere, and my gut feeling is there are more of some of these other passenger trains as well, but this is obviously a snippet of what I've got. So at some point I will look forward to having a layout with these trains rather than the whole way around it. And I think it just brings so much life to the layout as well. So, and they'll play a really important role. But yeah, that's everything out of that box then. Just one wee piece there, which I took off the Horizon Express, so I'll pop that back in. And yeah, really, really cool. I've been dying to get through these all. Just dying to get these trains all laid out and just get a good sort of view of what I have. I have another pretty significant box, presumably full of all my cargo trains. So I'll probably get to them in the next video, all being well. And in the meantime, I've got to go and sort this out somehow. I don't really know the best way to store all this stuff and display it and store it, or keep it, but I'll get it all into some sort of a format which I can work from anyway. And I might even try and get them all laid out in tracks, so that we can get a wee sort of shot of the trains in a slightly better displayed fashion anyway. But yeah, cool. Thank you very much again for checking in. Sorry, this has been a bit of a mess of an unboxing really, but I hope you have enjoyed getting a bit of an insight into the trains within my collection anyway. There's nothing custom at this point. Everything is very much out of the box, other than maybe a little bit of customization of some of the units and carriages and stuff, but for the most part it's all trains that Lego have released themselves. So again, like I said, let me know down below if any of these sort of resonate with you guys, if any of these are your favorites, or if there's something that I haven't got in this collection that you think would be a good fit. I will get these all out of the way and get another box full of the rest of my trains, and I'll try and get them all together so that we can see everything sort of in one file swoop anyway in a future video. But thanks again for tuning in, and if you've come this far, thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and you know, by all means drop us a wee like if you've enjoyed the content, or if the content hasn't interested you, maybe the sets themselves will hopefully be of some sort of interest and pique you a little bit. Be sure to like and subscribe as usual, and hit that bell icon if you want to see the rest of my train collection and what other Lego I have in store as well. Thank you so much for tuning in again, guys, and take care of yourselves. All the best.